Hello everyone. Today I have a very special guest with me, Mr. Randhir Singh. Right. He has been working in the Airport Authority of India for 13 years as a senior air traffic controller and instructor. His role is very important in ensuring safe and smooth air travel. So in this conversation, we will discuss air traffic control, teamwork, decision making, and how hierarchy play a role in such a high pressure environment. So, before moving forward, let me introduce myself. My name is Sandeep Kumar, and my roll number is 21F3 002365. So, Randhir sir, before we go into the question, could you please introduce yourself? Like more the like I have introduced, but yeah. So, can you please introduce yourself?
Thank you, Sandeep ji. I am Randhir Singh, working in Airports Authority of India for last 14 years basically. We got recruited in 2011. After 6 months of training in CATC, that is Civil Aviation Training College in Prayagraj, I got posted in Chennai as a air traffic controller. After working there for 10 years in active channels, I got posting again at CATC Prayagraj for training new and other officials in air traffic management department. And during this, I have worked in almost all procedural environment in CATC, that Chennai, that is called tower controller, oceanic controller, area controller, CPDLC, flight information region controller, and other search and rescue position also. And we'll communicate along with you for other things like hierarchy and other things what you are expecting. Let's
Yeah.
start. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, that's the really interesting. Your journey must have been full of challenges and learning experience. So, moving to the first question, like, could you please explain how does the hierarchical structure help or affect decision making in emergencies? Does it make things faster and clear, or is it sometimes cause delay? Could you give insight about it?
Let me explain about our hierarchy. Most of our senior people who are in ATM Directorate, Air Traffic Management Directorate, basically in AAI, they are having experience in air traffic management. Hardly two position in whole AAI above us is from non-ATC, or you can say air traffic management. So everyone is having active channel, active ATC experience. So higher officials are helping us to decide in case of normal operation as well as in emergency situations also. I can put a few examples like what you can say, heavy rain and flood in 2016 in Chennai, where almost everything, every runway was closed for 2 or 3 days, and water was flowing like anything in whole Chennai city. Most of the flights got cancelled or diverted to the other airports like Bangalore, Arakonam nearby airports. In that case, it's our seniors who help us to decide what to do. And one more thing I would like to put focus on that. For each and every expected unusual situations like emergencies, fire, and bomb threat, any aircraft hijack situations, or bird heat, which is very fatal situation in air basically. Hardly few kg of bird, if it strikes with the aircraft, it will be damaging a lot, and which will be very disastrous for the aircraft and its occupants. In that case, basically, our senior people who helped us to come out of the situation, and for each and every foreseen eventualities, emergencies, and you can say unusual situation we are talking in our department. That is basically SOP. You can say standard operating procedures are defined for handling VVIP. Also, you might have seen some news also that some VVIP cases are coming, and each time we have to follow each and every things as per the written SOP documents available at the each and every operational position, basically like ATC tower, area control center, flight information center, and our WSO, which is in charge of the shift basically. They will be having all the documents, and that is called emergency SOPs. So based on the SOP and based on the experience experience of our seniors, we can easily handle the situations in case of emergency also.
Yeah, your means you have already SOP, and based on that and some experience, you all decided in the crisis or emergency situation, right?
That's correct. And we are being trained for that also. In CATC, Civil Aviation Training College, during our fresh training as well as later on in service training also. We are being trained to handle emergency situations. And every trainee, it's you might have seen that in different department of training, 100 or 200 or 50 people will be there. But in our air traffic management training, only 12 people will be there in a batch. Means three instructor will be there to train those 12 trainees. You can see how many times they will be going through the emergency situations, and they will be dealing it with all the SOPs requirement. So it's our training, it's our regular refresher training also, it's our regular sensitization also. And we are bound by the ICAO, that is our International Civil Aviation Organization. And based on all the eventuality happening all over the world, we are adapting all towards that situations, and we are developing SOP to handle those situations if it's coming to India or our Indian airports.
Yeah, you all are following the strictly SOP, based on SOP.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the great thing. Yeah, so it makes sense, and clear role and responsibility help in emergency. But hierarchy also play a big role in training and controller, as you are instructor. So I am asking this question to you. Since a junior controller need to follow a strict protocol, how do you make sure they also feel confident in speaking up when they notice something important?
Being instructor, before being instructor, basically we are trained. And let me one thing put forward that whatever we are talking here, it's not official statement of AI or air traffic management. So this
Yeah,
disclaimer must be there that it's my personal view, it's not official view of the AI. And before being instructor here, we are trained for how to teach, how to make trainee come up with their problems and possible solution for the situation created by instructors. So for that, we have some standard training program which is being approved by our regulator, that is their Director General of Civil Aviation, and that is also under supervision of ICAO, that is International Civil Organization, Civil Aviation Organization, that is in Montreal. It's a group of almost more than 200 countries, and every country is following the published procedure, rules, and recommendations of the ICAO to establish in their own countries. So we are following basically all the standard of teaching procedure. For that, we are trained for that, and we are making all the students, or you can say training here, to come up with the all possible solution or ideas or everything, so that we can improve our training. And for each and every at the end of every module, not only the after training, for every completion of the subject, we are asking for their feedback in written form also. So that written form feedbacks we are incorporating in our future curriculums of training. So this way we are taking view of our junior controllers, junior officers who are going to be in air traffic management. But in what you can say, um, maintaining the hierarchy, it's our in India we are following pupil and this, we can say teacher uh, relationship in our training organization also. So they are treating us like their gurus, and we are treating them our shishya. So it's a very good relationship, and we are letting them know that every senior person in air traffic management is having some sort of experience in air traffic management. If they will be respecting them, senior person, then senior person will be letting them know about the how to deal with the situations like which is not already in published document, or in case of any known eventuality, they will be sharing their own experience to deal with the situation. So it's a win-win situation for the people who are coming to AI, and you can say air traffic management department. If they are respecting seniors, they will be coming to know more and more experiences of the seniors, which will be helping them to grow in hierarchy.
yeah, that's great. So yeah, that's the really insightful. Having the confidence to speak up while respecting the system is like tricky balance. So have you ever faced a real life situation where a hierarchy either helped or created challenges during a crisis due to hierarchy? Have you ever faced any situation?
Uh, every time a person who is working in air traffic management sitting on channel will be getting a daily, almost you can say daily, or you can say in every minute different type of situation, and which is noticeable, that is coming very rarely. But of course, being working for last 10 years, you can say for 10 years in Chennai in active ATC, I have faced so many situations like that flood was there, After that, smoke in all area control center was there, and many go around aircraft which are going to come, but we are not landing at that time, and they were there, and many of the times, many unknown aircraft, especially US aircraft, they are flying in our territory that is not basically land area, in ocean high sea area, and they are coming without informing us. Many of times aircraft is failing hydraulic problems and other things, and I have dealt that thing also. And our seniors have helped me because our SOP also defining very clearly. They have demarcated each and every boundary of the controllers. Like the controller who is working there, they will be having some other responsibility. The person who is supervising that controller is having different responsibility. The person who is supervising all the shift, he or she is having different responsibility. The person who is in charge of that particular station is having different responsibility, and the person who is supervising the shift will be also available every time for each and every eventuality. Based on their experiences, they based on their demarcated responsibility, they are basically helping the controller of particular, you can say, aircraft to come out of the emergency situation. It's always in operational area, operational position. It's our hierarchy is helping only to come out of the station because everyone is having responsibility to deal that situation.
Yeah, right. Like in that type of situation, like senior helped you all to like come up from that situation, that type of with their responsibility. Like everyone has their responsibility, right?
Yeah. And one more thing I would like to tell that just I wanted to tell.
Yeah,
Oh,
take
okay,
your time.
forgotten. Continue your question, please.
It's okay, okay. Yeah, that's a great example. Whatever you said, like it's so how teamwork and structure work together, and how senior helped you
One
all.
more thing. Sorry to
Yeah,
stop you. One more thing that everything in air traffic management, whatever you are speaking, everything is being recorded. So it's like a full proof accountability is signed with each and every person who is actually working as air traffic controller or supervisor or shift supervisor. So because of this, hierarchy is not going to hinder you. In other department like civil administration, it may happen that hierarchy will be making you to not decide things or delay the things like that. But in our situation, it's not like that because everyone is having some sort of accountability. Second thing, everyone is putting their shoe in the putting their feet in the shoes of the pilots and passengers basically, because I may be also flying in the aircraft, you may be also flying in the aircraft, others controllers will be flying all the aircraft. If that aircraft is having some problem, and ATC being ATC, if someone is not helping that aircraft to come out of the situation, just think about the person who is sitting in the aircraft, either pilot or passenger. So by that sense, by the simple our work culture in our air traffic management department, we are every time ready to help the aircraft coming out of the situation.
yeah, that's the great thing. So, like now air traffic control doesn't work alone, as you say. Like you have uh, you have to coordinate with the department like aviation, security, ground operation, and airline. So, what strategy do you use to ensure a smooth communication within like between different teams with the department like aviation, security, and ground operation?
As I told that for each and every normal as well as unusual or emergency situations, we have SOP. And SOP is not only for ATC; it's applicable to other departments which are responsible for smooth operation of the aviation,
Yes.
like fire, security, ground, and you can say our counterparts who are giving us technical support, like CNS. We are telling them communication, navigation, and surveillance system they are providing us to help control that aircraft in other situations also. So everyone is bound by that SOP. So they have to work according to the SOP. Second thing, proper communication is required. Two things, or you can say three things. One is SOP, already published procedures. Second is proper infrastructure, like we have a dedicated line or you can say hotlines with the other departments like fire, ground, and uprun control, operation also, CNS also. That is. But and third thing is a very good unique communication system. We are following basically ICAO recommended standard radio telephony procedure. For that, a separate document that is we are calling it doc in our term and an access. So a separate doc is published by ICAO, and we are following that. In that, I will let you know one thing that for nine, we are not saying nine, we are saying niner, so
Yeah.
that there will be no confusion at all. We are not saying A, B, C. We are saying Alpha, Bravo, Charlie. We are not saying Y. We are saying Yankee. So for we have different set of communication procedures so that there will be no confusion at all between any person either in ATC or in other department. If they are communicating with the proper radio telephony procedure, there will be no confusion at all. And for pilot also, it's a very much recommended and requirement to get pilot license. They have to qualify for radio telephony exams, and our is very much required also because we have to work like in previous question you asked how to come up with the uh, any thought if trainees are having. So
Yeah.
our work is basically based on the speaking. So we are encouraging all the trainees who are going to come in CATC that start speaking. First, they will be speaking something wrong or non in standard form, but slowly they will be coming to improve. And after getting some standard, you can say 80% of the full marks in their practical also, they will be qualified for air traffic controller. So this is the basically procedure, and so we are encouraging them to speak out. But speaking is different thing. Speaking in some standard communication way, it is very much required for handling any ambiguity occurring between two communicators.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like clear communication is such a in such a complex system, as you say. Like we communicate whatever you said, SOP, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, you follow strictly SOP, and whatever it is mentioned in the SOP, you communicate via that, right?
yeah. For example, suppose an aircraft is coming on emergency, they have fire in engine or something like that, and I informed the fire station that this aircraft, type of aircraft and call sign, and this is coming to land at this airport runway, and within this minute with this much fuel as well as this much persons on board. And after getting that information, fire station personnel they will be running towards runway. They have predefined position where they have to stand, and as soon as aircraft touches down, they have to follow the aircraft so that there will be no fire casualty basically, or they can reduce the casualty if it's already there. So SOP is there, and they each and every personnel who is in aviation sector they have to follow it very
Strictly.
honestly.
Yeah, that's great thing. Okay, so you have seen many changes in changes in the industry over the past 13 years. Have you ever noticed any change in hierarchy within AI, or it is constant? No, it is not changing. It is already mentioned in SOP that will be only followed, or there it is any changes in hierarchy within AI.
uh, Basically AI or any this type of job, this is the newest you can say sector of employment.
Yeah.
ATC or aviation is one of the newest employment sector, and here many confusions will be there regarding the hierarchy and career growth and other things also. But for last few years, last 13 years, what I have been working in AI, I didn't notice it, and it is not required basically in our department, air traffic management. In other department, in our same like HR, finance, and other thing, they have
Mm,
different type of career growth. But in our ATC, air traffic management, it's not there. We have some streamlined career growth. First, because of this is skill-based job.
right.
ATC requires knowledge, skill, and attitude.
Mm,
So all three requires knowledge we can get by reading books and going through training and other things. Skill we can get by time.
mm,
Attitude also can get changed with, along with the time as you are working in the separate type of situations or environment. So for skill, basically, we have to give some time to go to the next level. Unless you have some sort of a skill, you are not going to upgrade yourself to the higher level. That is very much required in our job. That's why streamlined, time-based career growth is there. And for that purpose, none of the junior people, junior controller, they are not asking for the flat type of different type of structure or jump type of structure like you are going to jump your seniors to be senior to them. So
mm,
because it will be helping them to reduce the chances of any you can say uh, enmity between two persons sitting on the channel, because each channel will be having at least 4 to 5 persons. One will be radar controller, other will be a procedural controller, other will be that assisting controller, that is alpha we are saying, and a third will be supervisor, another maybe also for assisting us. So 4 to 5 people will be there in one channel where more than 10 to 20 aircraft will be handled at the time. And suppose you have jumped your position and your senior is sitting in alpha position and you are sitting in radar control position. If alpha is not working properly, then radar controller will be also in soup. So that
Impact, yeah.
enmity is going to be hazardous for the aviation basically. So
Mm,
streamline career growth is going to help if a senior person is sitting in other position, other alpha position will be junior also or senior also. They are satisfied with their career growth at least. Position is immaterial. They have to be satisfied with career growth. If they are satisfied with the career growth, they will be not having any enmity with the person sitting on any of the position. Then controlling will be safe. And this type of career growth problems had helped to be in so many emergency situations in other aviation sectors also, like Air India Express was having some sort of this type of problem, and there two or three very much casualty happened because of that. And I will not disclose much, and because it's going to be some other things
yeah,
in
okay, it's
foreign
okay.
countries also. In foreign country also, this type of career growth problem had made a pilot to commit some mistake, and it was disastrous. So it should not be there. I think a smooth time based streamlined career growth will be very good, and we are having that one.
Yeah, that's the good. Yeah. So as you said, like you strictly follow the SOP. I have just one question. Like whenever you feel or you guys feel whatever doing work in AI, you feel like yeah, there must be a change. Then how you decide or your senior or your AI system do that changes in SOP? Who decide that?
Every things are you can say subjected to change. Nothing is
Yeah.
permanent.
Very
And
good.
in our aviation also, every time technologies are changing, we have to cater many more and more aircraft in the shorter period of time and in the same runway. We have to upgrade our procedures, SOP, and other things also, infrastructure also. For that, we have some certain set of rules to how to upgrade our SOPs. All the stakeholders, like suppose I'm changing landing time intervals.
Hmm. Right.
After 1 minute earlier aircraft were hand landing, I want to make it 50 seconds interval. So I have to consult all airlines. I have to consult our fire person also, that in case of eventuality, how much they will be ready to handle the situation. I have to go to DGCA for the approval. I have to seek for the ICAO, any rule or regulations has been given by ICAO or not. So we have set of rules how to change the SOP, how to change the SOP, and after that we have safety assessment procedure also. Whenever we are changing any procedure, any SOPs, and any rules, we have to assess the situation for 1 month, 2 months, 6 months based on the type of changes we have made. And after assessing 6 months operation, we have to say that whether this change is acceptable or not, after getting feedback from each and every stakeholder. So every time we are changing the SOP, but based on the inputs from the stakeholder, based on the safety assessment report.
Yeah, means like whenever you feel or anyone feel to change in SOP, what they do like they communicate with like each other or get feedback or take feedback from and get suggestion from senior like that.
We have in every SOP certain rules already published in that SOP, who is accountable for change. And if someone is having any doubt or requiring any change in that SOP or addition or deletion, whatever it may be,
Yeah,
they have to send the email to that particular email ID given. Contact number will be also there in that SOP, and accordingly they are going to take that suggestions, if that suggestion is required for upgrading or enhancing the safety of the aircraft and aviation. So that will be acceptable. If that is acceptable, they will be going to be incorporated after consulting all the stakeholder and safety assessment.
yeah, means like hierarchy structure must be followed in the change. I can say.
Of course, because if person who have worked for 20 years, they will be having all aspect of physical limitations as well as that new trends which is coming in our aviation, they will be having exposure to that also, because they are in at higher position and they will be communicating with the other departments, or who are going to help technically or other way around to our aviation or ATC, or you can say AI as well.
Yeah, that's interesting. So what to yeah. So how do you measure the effectiveness of teamwork? Like whenever you guys work with the team, so what is the how do you measure the effectiveness?
Measuring effectiveness is basically, first we are getting a license for working at suppose radar controller, procedural controller, or other way around. So getting that license itself is that effectiveness of the person. First thing. Second thing, that license is not being issued for individual's effort. That is being issued for the person working as individual, but in team.
Team?
And if because of the any reason, because of the anyone's fault, that particular time, the time of assessment of that particular individual, if something happens, that is called incident or accident, then that person is not going to get license. So that team effectiveness is incorporated in individual's effectiveness. Okay, that license itself will be saying that that person is very much effective to work at that particular station or position in team, not only as individual. As individual also, he has to decide, he has to work and take decision in case of eventuality as per the SOP. But if he is not able to perform as team, his license will not be worthy, or he will not be holding any license for. So that way around, if any incidents happen, then whole team will be accountable for that. So
Yeah,
that
not
accountability makes sense that no one is going to deviate from the SOP.
yeah. That's the good approach. Evaluating teamwork help in improving the coordination. So sometime in a strict hierarchy, information may take longer to reach the right person. Have you ever faced situation where critical information was delayed due to the hierarchy?
No, civil administration may be like our promotional things, our transfer things, and other things may get delayed because of the hierarchy position or something like that. But operational or important or critical information, which is critical for aviation or aircraft safety or occupants safety, it's not getting delayed, because every time, suppose any reportable incidents happen, we have SOP for that also. Whom to inform, how to inform. There are three methods to inform the concerned person sitting at control rooms in our Delhi. And Delhi, we have control room for the whole AI. Every time an incident happens, that control room will be getting information from that particular station or engineering unit by SMS, by telephone, you can say SMS or call, by email, and we have some sort of software based, or you can say IP based software also. That is also making sense to send detailed report regarding that incident. So critical information is not getting stuck because of the hierarchy. Only some sort of, you can say, civil things like some pay, some promotion, some other things which is not of much importance regarding safety of the aircraft is may be delayed. But critical information will be reaching to the concerned person on time.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Hierarchy doesn't affect the critical information, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So one last thing, air traffic control is a high stake job where a mistake can have serious consequences. How does the hierarchical structure shape accountability? Does it help in taking responsibility, or can it sometimes lead to a blame cultures type of?
As I told earlier also, that each and every individual is having accountability. If that person is licensed for working in that particular position, we have different position for working. Like you can say, I can make you understand by comparing the civil administration. Like one police station will be served by constables and SO, that is station officer, or CEO, circle officer. Next is district administration, that will be uh, served by SP and DM also. Okay. Same way, we have different positions like tower controller, approach, area, oceanic, and other things around. For each and every position, we have been given some sort of responsibility and accountability to that person. If that person is licensed to work in that sector or position of the, then he has to take responsibility if anything happens.
Yeah,
No, it's not like that. My mistake will be given to the other person. Another person's mistake can be burdened to me. because
Mhm.
everything, as I told, everything, it's not like what we are speaking. If aircraft is transmitting, also their transmission is being recorded, because of the automation of the all aviation sector in India also. When aircraft is getting airborne, that is also being recorded. When aircraft is turning left or right, which is not expected, that is also being recorded. So it's not like ATC fault. It's pilot's fault also. It's a ground handler faults also. Everyone faults will be recorded. All the airports is CCTV cameras installed. So every person who is at airport also, like who is not accountable, like a ground handler, housekeeping staff, and other thing, they will be also come to accountability based on the surveillance. So it's each one falls who is going to be accountable for that. It's not like that someone else fault will be burdened to others.
Yeah, like no one can be blamed for the any.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a great thing. So yeah, that's it from my side, and I think we should wrap. So yeah, this has been an amazing discussion. I have learned a lot from your insight. So thank you so much, Randhir sir, for sharing your knowledge and experience. Your insight have given me and everyone listening a deeper understanding how air traffic control works and the hierarchy plays in it. So yeah, it's a pleasure talking to you, and thank you so much once again.
Thank you. Thank you very much for inviting me to talk about my career. Thank you.
Yeah.